Hey, what's up guys, this is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Marvel Legends Executioner Build-A-Figure Wave Wolverine, aka World War II Logan. And I have to say, I'm so happy to not be reviewing another turd right now. So far, it seems like I've only reviewed really bad stuff this year. And I have to say right off the bat, even if you guys end up clicking away because of it, this is a really nice Marvel Legends figure. It has some issues. We're going to talk about the good and the bad. You know, that's what we always do since this is a review. But there is a lot of good going on here. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before we look at the figure, I do want to show you my package, and it is the same package as before. I don't remember there being purple. I wish they didn't have the purple. The purple is just too much going on. Just make it black, I guess. I don't care, though, because I don't keep packaging. But since you guys like me to talk about the packaging, briefly, I do. I don't think the blue and purple needs to be added to the already cornucopia of colors that are going on here. It's a little bit too garish for me, but again, I don't care. And there's some artwork, hey, that finally actually matches the figure pretty closely. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Alright, let's set the box aside, because who cares? This guy is in stock at Big Bad Toy Store. I know some of you care. I just don't care personally. So I'll put a link in the description below if you want to get one. He stands about 6.5 inches to the top of his head. That's going to make him roughly 16 centimeters. And so he's tall. You know, people love to get mad at good Wolverine figures for being too tall. Are you guys going to hate this one too because he's too tall, you tall haters? I'm only joking a little bit. I'm joking partly because, yes, Wolverine is sometimes too tall. However, if it's a good figure otherwise, I think we can overlook it. If you're collecting Marvel Legends, you're overlooking way worse than slightly too tall most of the time. So just like the MVC Wolverine that was too tall but otherwise pretty excellent, this guy's got a whole lot going for him that's good. First of all, he just looks great. I don't think they stole any sculpt from, like, G.I. Joes. I don't think they're allowed to do that for, like, the main figures. I could be wrong about that. But even if they did, it's a good sculpt. It has a really nice silhouette. He actually looks like he's wearing the clothes rather than somebody in cosplay that's just, like, oddly muscular in loose clothes or whatever. Like, it's well sculpted. It's really nicely done. There's enough variation in... Well, let me not get ahead of myself. I'm starting to gush because I'm so excited to look at something that's not utter garbage. Question of the day, do you guys care about a World War II Logan figure? It's not my thing, I don't care personally, but I love good figures when they make good figures, so I'm happy about that. But it's not like I needed this in my collection. So let me know if you care about that. Okay, also I'm going to need to rely on a couple of you at least who are familiar with World War II Logan, because I have a question coming up soon. Okay, so let's get into the aesthetic. It looks great, the silhouette's awesome, the sculpt is really nice. It's not perfect, we have some weird goofy things like this right here, like... Okay, so you had to have a separate piece for the collar. Fine. Make it fit better. That's just, like, I know that kind of stuff's hard and in production it's difficult or whatever, then account for it in the design in a better way, because that looks like butts. It looks really bad. Luckily, it's not like, if you don't focus on it, you might not notice it, so it's not the end of the world, but it does not look good in his front and center, so that sucks. They painted his shirt in there. It's a little glossy, not the best, but it's okay. The different colored straps are actually painted relatively well, and then we have some molded variation too. That looks pretty nice. This figure would benefit so much from a wash, especially this part where they have a little bit extra detail going on. But yeah, a wash would be nice. The paintwork is good on there. It's good enough. It's not like it's high-end collectible or anything. But yeah, this guy would really benefit from a dark brown wash. That'd look great. But yeah, he looks pretty good for Marvel Legends. I'll freaking take it. That head looks like a different head that they've already used. They just cut the hair and put a helmet on it. I mean, I know it's not technically that process, but that's what that looks like. But still, it's pretty good. I don't love that he's only yelling or whatever he's doing, but whatever. They're not going to give us extra heads, and we'll talk about that in the accessory section. But yeah, it's like generally really nice looking. So I'm wondering, are people going to be upset that he's too tall even though he's otherwise really good? Are we at the point for Marvel Legends that height is the important thing and not the quality of the figure otherwise? I mean, like, yeah, it should be shorter and good, but if I had to pick, I'll take good figures that are slightly tall every single day over the regular garbage that they release. So I'm very pleased with this. It's not exceptional, but I think it's perfectly reasonable for the $27, $28 price point, especially given we have extra accessories. which I'm guessing they had to do because they put him in a Build-A-Figure wave, even though he's not truly an anchor figure that doesn't need a Build-A-Figure part because it's World War II Logan, not Wolverine. I guess they had to fill out the box somehow, and I think they did a good job. So aesthetically, I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10 for Marvel Legends, and let's talk about the accessories, which are, for Marvel Legends, kind of exceptional. Is this guy a Maximum release? They really shot themselves in the foot by releasing garbage in the Maximum line and then making figures with new sculpt and lots of accessories in the regular line. What the heck, Hasbro? What are you doing? Well, anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the accessories. We have the helmeted yelling head, which actually looks really nice. I like it. The helmet seems a little bit tall, a little bit weird, but whatever. Then we have the alternate head, which... Alright, there's a few things going on here. Maybe this is what he looked like in World War II, but the way they've done the hair, it's not good. Because his hairline didn't move down to right next to his eyebrow, so the hair actually being seated right there is weird. I get that you wanted it to hang down, but having it actually start, the hairline going all the way down to the center of his brow is weird. It's a little emo looking, it's kind of strange. There's some good sculpt work there, the paint work is nice, he's a little, like, it looks almost like he's wearing makeup. It's weird. He looks kind of like a boy band singer from the early 2000s. I don't remember any of their names, like the bands, I mean. But so yeah, I don't think that's a good alternate head. I think another helmeted head without the open mouth would have been cool, like a Stogie or something. That would have been really good. Just freaking do it, Hasbro. You're not selling these to kids anyway. Put a cigar in his mouth. Whatever. Make it happen. You're the freaking Hasbro. Do it. So other accessories include he's got a trigger finger hand and an open hand on his. They come on him in the package, and you get one fist, which is whatever. But he's Wolverine, so I can let it slide because you do get the 2 claw hands. But I need somebody to explain this to me. This is what I was talking about earlier. Did he not have claws at the time? How did Wolverine not have... Did he not always have claws? Because I thought he always had claws, just not the metal ones. And now he's got metal ones that look like they're bolted on. Somebody explain it to me, please. Other than the concept, which I don't get, these are actually surprisingly well done. The claws are all fairly straight. I don't love the curve at the end, but that's a question of the day. Do you guys like the curvy tips on the claws? Not my favorite thing, but whatever. They look nice. The hands are painted well enough. I like those accessories. That's pretty good. You don't really need another fist hand because he can either hold his gun, or he can have his claws, and I think that's fine. You do get his man purse, which is reasonably well done, and you get his Tommy gun and knife, which are not new sculpts at all, but painted well enough, and they work, so that's fine. The only real complaint I have about that is the knife goes in the boot sheath, which is fine, and I'm not going to use that ankle rotation too much anyway, probably, for this guy, but you can't really rotate the one leg because of the way the boot is, or the knife sheath is. So that's a little bit lame. But otherwise, this is a solid release for accessories. So I'm going to go 9 out of 10. I don't like the alternate head, and like it could be better, but the setup could be better in general, but it's fine. This is a solid release. So let's talk about the articulation. Maybe it's not going to pose. I don't know. I haven't tried to pose this guy at all other than doing this. So we're going to find out together. All right, let's see for the head what we have going on here. All right, so the neck is not... Oh, the neck is articulated, but barely. So the whole neck is a separate piece, but it feels to me like it's just bad quality control. Like, I don't think that's the case, but that's what it feels like. The neck barely moves at all, which is a huge missed opportunity since it's a separate piece. And it already is a separate piece. Like, just, I mean, it moves, so make it actually functional, so that sucks. Double ball peg in the neck is garbage again. So, it's like they're purposely trying to make things look bad. Like, you get some. It'll probably be enough for military Wolverine, since he doesn't need to get in as crazy of poses as much, but you get not anywhere near as much range as you could have had, but you do get the subtlety still that comes with those ball pegs. Even with the neck being so limited, and the ball peg on top being limited, it's still way better than this. So, I'll take it. Now for the shoulders, they didn't do any butterfly or anything in there at all, so it's just your standard shoulders. That's that. Swivel's fine. Double jointed elbow is stiff, but yeah, it's just your standard fare. It's nothing impressive. It's gonna be good enough. Vertical hinge on this side. Yeah, they've started doing the vertical hinge on trigger finger hands and gripping hands almost every time now, which makes me happy because I've complained about that for so long and did a video on it, and then finally it started being a thing, so I'm very happy about that. He barely leans back at all, so that kind of sucks. He leans forward pretty well given the situation. It's still just an ab crunch, so he's pretty limited, and his belt goes really high, so you're not getting much there. You can rotate him above the shirt, but you can also rotate the shirt with him, I believe. Yeah, you can. But it starts to split, so that sucks. Because the hard plastic crotch is oblong, and so when you try try to rotate this, it stretches it. So you're really going to have to rotate him without the shirt, but if you're going to put him in like normal human style poses, you're not going to need to rotate him that much, and it'll probably be fine. So it's not like a good setup, but it is suitably okay. It's alright. Doing the splits, let's see, can we get his leg out any farther? These, there we go. Almost the splits. He's doing pretty good splits there. I'll take that. That's not so bad at all. That's way better than 45. That's plenty. And then kicking forward, not so great. No, you should be able to kick up to horizontal just to put him in like a good crouching pose or something, so that's pretty limited. Then going back, you get a little bit, that's fine. Thigh swivel is gonna thigh swivel. Double jointed knee, ugh, ooh, too much bag that didn't get accounted for. They didn't account for the bag of the pants, but it's okay, it's a little bit better than 90. As I'm bending his leg, I'm noticing this. If you're gonna keep using really soft plastic, you have to make your pegs bigger. You need bigger pegs, Hasbro. Like I said, this one can't really rotate unless you force it because of the sheath, so that sucks. This one rotates just fine. And then the ankles go all the way back and pretty far forward. That's really good range. And the ankle rocker, it's not too steep, but because it is kind of steep, you want to be able to rotate that to make your leg not look broken. So that's good on this side. On this side, you're going to have to force that sheath. So it's not a good setup for articulation. It is absolutely bare minimum adequate. 7 out of 10 for Marvel Legends. It's fine. You could probably even go lower, but I do like that the neck has some nuance to it and the hips work pretty well. He's fine. He's not going to do anything special, though, at all for articulation. But good accessories, good sculpt, and adequate articulation, I'm fine with that. If more Marvel Legends came out like this, they wouldn't have a reputation of making crappy product. They would have a reputation of making reasonably priced, non-fancy product, and that's fine. Not everybody needs to make high-end stuff. The problem is Hasbro's prices keep creeping and their quality is at best staying the same, if not going down. So you can't have the desired reputation of being the cheaper entry-level figures while prices are creeping up towards imports and then still making garbage crap. This is not garbage crap, so I don't mind the $27 price point for this. It's still nuts to me that Hasbro Marvel Legends are that much. Like, this should still be a $20 figure. Ideally. That's not where we're living, though. So, this is fine. I'm going to give it an overall rating for Marvel Legends of 9 out of 10. There's a lot to like about this. If you're collecting Legends, this is a standout. Not in every single aspect, but in enough ways that you should pick it up if you have any interest in the character. Alright, so there it is. That's what I think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll be done there. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.